What's up, boys? I'm gonna start this video off in my room. I want y'all to see something real quick. I moved my setup into my room and I moved my room around. Check that shit out, bro. That shit kind of lit. But I'm finna be locking in my room from now until the lease ends. My lease ends next month, so just keeping y'all boys updated on what's going on. But anyways, I want to start this video off by saying, in all due timing, right? This is what I wrote on the wall, on the board. To be water, right? For example, right? When I start anything, and y'all trying to embark on an endeavor, trading, ecom, whatever it is, right? I noticed, like, between my students, right? I noticed that y'all would ask questions, which nothing's wrong with it, right? But y'all would ask questions, like very little questions or things that you would need to worry about it in the future, right? So for example, taxes, right? This is one thing I asked with ecom, right? Oh, how do I do with taxes? But it's like, that's not something that I should worry about. Of course I should keep it in mind, but it's like, the point is in all due timing. When the time comes when you need to worry about something, there will be a time to worry about it, right? Especially in the book of Solomon, I think is called Ecclesiastes, where he says there will be a moment for every purpose, right? So what that means is like, whatever, all these things that we need to learn when it comes to trading or ecom, especially trading or even anything, it just applies to anything, right? Like when you're trying to learn something, it's like, okay, how do I work? How do I do risk management? But it's like you don't have a trading system yet. You don't have a strategy yet that you are using. So it's like worried about that first, and then you can worry about it later. Oh, what platform should I use? What broker should I use? Don't worry about that. Just go on tradingview.com and just start looking at the markets, right? And then you can start worrying about where should I put cash into, how should I should I go about it? It's like there's a lot of questions you can ask, especially in the beginning. But it's like the biggest thing I realized doing ecom, right? This is ecom taught me this. Is like your intentions should be wherever you want to go, right? So with trading, right, you want to achieve financial freedom. Trading or ecom, you want to achieve financial freedom. Whatever you want to do, right? Keep that in mind, right? And narrow it down. Just work your way backwards, right? This is what I was talking about, like work your way back so you know your goal right in mind. So okay, so master trading, so work back from that. So it's like, okay, how do I get to where I need to get to? So you want to be a profitable trader, right? What takes a profitable trader, right? They have a system in place. They have systems in place, right? Which is risk management, a good psychology, and a trading system, right? A trading strategy, right? So all those two things, that's where you need to work on and just move on from there, right? So if I can give you some tips with starting out trading, or even when you're on trading, you've been trading for like a couple years now, right? This is the thing I always remind myself every single day. It's like, it only, for you to become a profitable trader, only requires three things: risk management, your edge, your systems, your strategy that you're using. How do you look in the markets to view your technical analysis, all that stuff, and your psychology, right? So those are the three things that you need to go and learn and go down a rabbit hole. And what? Hello. What? Nigga, I'm recording, my boy. But yeah, bro, that's all you need to do in order, or the only three focuses you need to have, because you always want to keep the goal in mind, right? You always want to find ways to get you closer to that goal. So it's like what me and Renell always talks about is pushing the needle. Did you push the needle today? Did you do anything to become even just 1% further, or 1% closer to your goal? You feel me? So that's just the biggest thing that y'all need to focus on. And even wherever part of the journey you're at, it doesn't matter, like for beginners or for advanced. Like even me, I still think about, like, I've been training for, I'd say in total, like 4 years, right? It's like even then I still forget the foundation, because the biggest lesson I've learned this year is we need to build the house from the ground up. Because I don't know if y'all realize, like, the way I run businesses and stuff, like especially with ecom, right? I would try to build it from the top down. So it's like trying to find a winning product, try to do this, try to do that. You're not really you're not building something that's sustainable. So that's the biggest focus that y'all need to have when it comes to working and stuff, and trying to do business or entrepreneurship. Is like you're basically building the house from the ground up. So that's basically what you're taking a commitment to do. And you're just building a house basically. And yeah, there's a lot of mistakes when it comes to, like, we do that all the time. And even I still do at times where I would build the house from the bottom. So it's like, you need to start with the fundamentals, the basics. So same thing with ecom, right? When you're building your store, so there's three things, right? There's building your defining doing research, product research, right? There's building a store and there's running ads. Those are the three main things that you need to focus on in order to launch your business, or to even keep you on the path to where you can start, fuck, yeah, whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, boys, I might break down the markets a little bit. I'm gonna start getting back into locking in with trading more and posting content, because now I have the opportunity to review the markets and tell you what's going on in the markets. Right now it's very choppy. That's why I haven't been doing much in the markets. And same with gold. Gold is like, I haven't really found much of an entry except for here, but I missed the entry. I should have. And even here too, I missed my entry on gold or Bitcoin actually. But yeah, and all due timing, bro. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna see you on the next clip. But yeah, going back to the point of this video, which is talking about the structure and how you should approach trading, like basically your trading plan, right? Okay, risk management, your strategy, and your psychology, right? So basically, let me break it down right here, right? So say first of all, I did take this trade, right? How I would approach this is, okay, first of all, I'm gonna read the markets. I'm gonna say, okay, is this trade in the downtrend, uptrend, whatever it is, right? Okay, obviously I seen that, okay, it broke lows and is breaking back under the range, right? So once it breaks under this level, so if you can see on a daily time frame, right? Let me remove this. So after it breaks under this level, I know it's gonna be bearish because it's already bearish overall. Like you see how it sold from this area all the way down here. So it's like, I'm not really looking for buys, because it's like still hasn't broken above this level. If it did break above this level, then maybe I'll consider buys after it creates like strong structure upwards, right? But since it broke structure to the downside, created this higher or lower low, right? I'm saying, okay, sales are good, right? So boom, I would enter right under where support ends once it breaks past support, to be able to sell lower down to these lows right here. But yeah, that's basically my trading strategy. I would enter there, stop loss above here, and TP at the next support level, right? And that's one, right? Strategy, right? That would be my strategy. Next is risk management. So risk management, I'll risk 10%. What is my plan? It's just that's not all of it, right? Say if I win, I'm gonna still risk 10% of my account. But if I lose that trade, right? Say I'm at break even and I lose, I will still be risking the same amount as the last trade, right? That's my risk management plan. So if I have a $100,000 account and I risk 10%, that's $10,000 a trade, right? If I lose that trade, I will risk $10,000. But if I win it, I will still risk 10% of the account. So say if I win it and I take my second trade, my account will probably be at what? $120,000. I'll risk 10% of $120,000, right? You get what I'm trying to say with risk management. So that's basically it. Also, I think that's it with risk management. Let me think. Risk management, yeah, just understanding. Okay, your risk also depends on your strategy, right? So if your strategy has a lot of losses, it's like a higher RR, and there's going to be more chances of a loss. I would lower your risk. If your strategy has a high win rate, then I would increase my risk percentage. That's basically how you should do it. So going on to psychology, basic psychology is number one thing I always live by with trading. You don't dwell on your losses and you don't celebrate your wins. So even if you win, you can still gonna do the same shit. Even if you lost, you still do the same shit. It goes back into that shit that I was talking about. Before the monk became enlightened, he chopped wood, carried water. After he became enlightenment, he chopped wood and carried water. He did the same shit. So it's whatever happens. You know what you need to do. You need to be focused on your discipline, on your risk management, on your strategy to build and grow your strategy, and to understand your emotions and your psychology so you can be profitable. That's basically how. That's basically a one-way street towards being profitable in trading. So basically laid it down. I think I should cover everything. But yeah, boys, very quick video.